Okay, so don't mind the mess on my table here. It's mostly face-up stuff, and then a couple of things that belong to my little one. But something a little different. My last two live streams, I did unboxing Pullip dolls, and today I am continuing this make it own kit, and I wanted to try and get the camera, this is my webcam of course, as close as I could so that you can see exactly what I'm doing here. I did start this doll a few days ago, and then I thought I had finished, and I was pretty happy with the results, but then I was nitpicking some things, so I unscrewed her head and started over. I'm just getting the light here to be a bit brighter so you can kind of see a little bit more of what I'm up to. There we go. And I'll show you this face that I'm working on. And my phone's charging, so I can't, I don't know, can I show pictures on my phone to this live stream? I guess we could try. So here's the face. I feel like that lighting's not very good. Let's switch this up here. There we go. So there's a lot of videos on YouTube about doll face-ups, and I learned everything that I know, and I'm an absolute beginner and amateur, but I learned everything that I know on YouTube by watching different videos. And of the videos that I watched, I got a lot of really good tips. So there she is. So what had happened was she's got these eyelashes underneath here, and they came out a little too far, I thought, so I erased them. And what I'll talk about in this video are some of the mistakes that I did with my first face up, and even with customizing a pull-up for the first time with changing eye chips. So when I was changing eye chips the first time, I was a little rough and I accidentally broke her wink bar. Then I tried to super glue her wink bar back together, but I got glue on the part of her eyes that turns side to side. And so her eyes are just permanently looking over to the side until I change her eye mech and some water and open her head up again. I got this brush set for Mod Podge, and then a bunch of individual brushes for her face up. And right now, what I was doing was just fixing the eyeshadow that I had, or I guess more so the blush, under her eye. So what I had done to erase what I didn't like about her eyelashes was I took this little ear swab and I took rubbing alcohol and I used the skinny part and I just went like this, you know, and it took me some time because of the sealant. The sealant had sealed her makeup on. And so, yeah, that was that. Going for half an hour here, so I kind of want to advertise on my Instagram that I'm live right now and see if anyone else hops on. Should have done that before. I didn't even realize what time it was. Just a few moments. So social media is really, it's a big responsibility. And I'm working with someone named Robert Benjamin right now. and his videos are amazing. And I've been learning a lot about social media and how to be successful on social media. So basically, have been posting on TikTok like 3 to 4 times a day, and I've been making content, packing orders. I run a crystal store. So it's just been, yeah, full on. And I didn't have time to advertise today that I would be live. So I am just posting on my story feed. Come watch my live stream right now. Live stream right now. But yeah, I did see some results and success. I gained 100-ish new subscribers within 3 weeks from working with him. So I highly recommend him. Da, 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 da. So let's continue. So I am using these soft pastels. So you need soft pastels, not oil pastels, not oil-based pastels. So soft pastels or chalk pastels. I feel like my phone dies out every day when I'm plugging my phone. I had the most terrible migraine the last day and a half, and I saw my acupuncturist today, and that really seemed to help. So yeah, for the blush, I am using this. It's kind of like a mauve tone, and this little angled brush. It looks kind of rectangular, I guess I should say. So I just put a little bit of it on the brush. I took my X-Acto knife, and you just really just scrape off the chalk pastel or the soft pastel onto a piece of paper. And I'm just putting a little bit where I had taken off sealant. So there was like maybe 4 or 5 layers of sealant on there that I had already taken off. So it's pretty apparent, like I can see it. And of course, you can't be too hard on yourself when you do this for your first time, but also I really do appreciate the art aspect of these Pullip dolls. And then when I see customs done really well, like Hime dolls and Sharon or Caron, I don't know how you pronounce it, or Poison Girl, it made me really strive to want to try my best and do my best and do a good job. So I could have left her, as she was. And then I'll use this kind of blender brush here. So doing their makeup kind of reminds me of just like doing your own makeup, but you're doing it on plastic, not on skin. It's a little bit of a different surface, but there's the same elements involved, like blending. So do my best to really try and blend it together with the rest of her other blush. It's like some areas where I feel like I could, it's just very, very faint, but I can see it. I can see that. Basically the lines that I had made when I was taking this thing and going back and forth. But what I did make, a mistake that I did make was using rubbing alcohol to like clean off some of the blush on her cheeks, and then it just got like wet. Then it like wet some of the soft pastel, and it made a little bit of a mess. So if you can, just use your magic eraser to erase what you want to erase, what you had done, what you wish you hadn't done, I should say. And then only use the rubbing alcohol if you really need, to take off a few layers of sealant and paint. So I made a big mistake, like with her eye chips, not her eye chips, her eyelashes as well. And I put them on just too thick with too much glue. And so every time she blinked, her glue would rub off onto her eye. And then I'd have to clean her eye, and she was having a hard time blinking. So I have to just make sure I get the lashes in a better place with less glue. And then her actual, what are these? Eyelids. I have them in this box over here. I just kept making mistakes. So then I eventually opted for all black. And then in the end, the black was rubbing off. Then when I went to seal it at night, it was dark in the shed and I sealed it like too close. And if you put the sealant too close, then it kind of like dries on in this like whitish way. So I'm going to use a little bit of this color now to blend with the pink. But yeah, it's sealed in a weird way where it looked like there was like frosty white on top of the black. So then I painted the black. I painted it more black again, and it just didn't look good. And then I put glitter on. I didn't like the way that it looked. So I just went ahead and I used rubbing alcohol, and I just cleaned off her eyelids completely and basically was like, yeah, I'm gonna just start over, start fresh. And that's the cool thing about this is you can pretty much start fresh. You can sand off her entire face and do it all over again if you really wanted to. But just doing this alone took me like, I don't know, 6 hours, 7 hours, because you have to wait for the sealant to dry. So every time you do a new layer, then you have to wait for the sealant to dry. And yeah, it takes a bit of time. Okay. So now that that's blended, I might have to do, I think I might have to do a few layers, like sealant and then blush again and sealant and blush again. I don't think the one layer is going to be quite enough. And then she needs a little bit of black on her eyes. So I have this goldenrod. So a lot of this stuff I bought because of YouTube videos, but this goldenrod high flow acrylic. And I was using just like actually really like this brush. So I found in another video that the longer it is, the better, because you have better control and the paint flows better off the brush. And you know what? I think it's true. So the thinner and the longer it is, the better. But this top actually, it kind of like did that. So I'm going to use some super glue and glue it back together. So yeah, mistakes. Eyelashes on too thick. Wasn't careful with the eye mech. The first time I changed eye chips, I screwed her head without her body. So I like screwed her head all together and forgot to put her body in the front of her face before I put the back of her head on. Whoops. And then I had a plan for the eye. I didn't have a plan for the eyelids, and it really like you can't just keep covering up your mistakes with more and more paint on the eyelids, because then it gets thicker. And it was like rubbing against her face while I was trying to make her blink, and it just wasn't oh, it's in my hand. It just wasn't working. Okay, hope that sticks. Oh, I'd have to actually put glue right on here. So I have this cloth now on my table because I spilled some gold paint the other day. What I really love is the magic eraser, and I didn't see that in any other video except for, how do you say, a Mocha Crush's video, that she was using a magic eraser to erase some of her mistakes, and you can really get accurate there with the little corner of it. And having different shapes of brushes definitely came in handy as well. Now I will tell you with the eyeliner, that's what took me the longest, was trying to get the eyeliner even on both sides. Like I probably spent, I don't know, an hour or two just erasing the left eye and redoing it over and over again. So I just need a little bit of black, really not very much. So I'm just gonna just take some out of the lid. I was gonna start like really simple for my first one and not do eyeshadow and all that. But then once you're like in the thick of it, you kind of like want to get creative. And well, some of her red also came off as well. So I think I might end up just doing black all the way around now. Even though I really did like the red in the corner of her eyes. Oh, I need a little bit more. I should just pour this out. So I got these from the internet. They're like these little metallic tins. And you really don't need very much paint. It's like a drop for the eyeliner. Oh, that is something I did forget. Some little paper towel squares. There we go. Yeah, I love this brush. It's a really good brush. So it's Royal and Lang Nickel acrylic 2 level 10/0. And I'm just doing like the inside of her eyes here. Eyeliner like this like reminds me of like the 80s and 90s. Where you'd use like a pencil crayon and like do your eyeliner like on your lower lash line. There we go. And I did accidentally clean off some of her eyeliner on this side too when I removed the lashes. So, oh, drats. See, you do make mistakes. It does happen. I don't know. I just found it really hard to do the left side always. I was really struggling. And now again, I made a mistake on the left side. I guess lesson learned. Don't, seal her and close her up and be done, with it and with her until like you're done. Like for sure, you're like, okay, I'm satisfied. Yeah. Had to come at this angle for sure. There we go. Can't really see it on the webcam, but what I'm curious about is, because I originally had used the pencil crayon to do this part, and now I have the paint, so will it look darker after I seal it? Guess we will have to find out. I'm just wary to like keep going because Yeah, you know what though? I think I'm gonna, well, no, I still like the red in the corner of her eyes. I just have to make it a little thicker and brighter. So where are those pencil crayons? Oh, they were underneath here. So I have these Derwent watercolor pencil crayons. And I got a really good, like pretty sharp sharpener. Here we go. And I was using this color, I believe. It's like dark red. And just making this color a little more rich. There we go. So I had originally used the black one of this, and I was going like this, but then I switched over to using the paintbrush because I just thought that it would be a little darker and a little better. So I am pretty satisfied with that. So I'll have to seal her again and then come back in again and do more blush. Now, the second doll that I was going to work on was this mocha. And you actually don't see a lot of Pullip dolls in this skin tone, mocha. Most of the skin tone of my dolls in my collection are all like the natural. So you can kind of, I don't know if you can see the top of her head is a little shiny. It missed some sealant, but I'm not going to paint the top of her head. So not too worried about that, but that is mocha. So you can see there's, clearly a difference. This one's tanned. This one's mocha. And I'll go get another doll to show you what they all mostly look like, the natural. So here's girl with the pearl earring, but I changed her eye chips and her outfit and her wig. And she is, so you can see the three different, oh, there goes her boot. She needs some socks. I actually need more dog clothes, but it all adds up. It's definitely not an inexpensive hobby. So that's tanned, and then she's natural. And then we have mocha. So let's start on mocha. We'll actually leave her here because I like having a doll as reference for the makeup. So I went to Michael's and I found these really cute stickers that I was thinking of putting in the eye chips. And it looks like, yeah. Oh, that's so cute. It's definitely gonna fit. The biggest ones had the most definition. So I am going to put, she doesn't have a name yet. I still need a name for her. But yeah, she's gonna need more. She's definitely gonna need more blush around her eyes. Oh, we will see. Yeah, she needs name, but I want to start on these eye chips because they're really cute. Oh, but I also have black paint out. I don't like wasting anything, even though it's such a tiny amount of paint. What I'll do is, I guess I could get started on her eyeliner. What kind of eyeliner should we give her? I think what I'll do is definitely black, like all the way around. So I'll just start with that on the inside. Yeah, it's definitely easier to do the bottom of the eyeliner with the top of the head facing you. left side. Oh, here we go. Be easier to start from the outside towards the inside. I guess if you're painting with your right hand, then it's easier to move from left to right. So it's definitely good to experiment, you know, when or where you're going to start painting before you actually start painting. Now that I'm working on my second one, I actually feel a lot more confident than what I had felt with the first one. I want to do a different eyeliner than I did with the other girl. I'm going to go look at some of my dolls. I don't think Girl with the Pearl Earring is the reference that I need. Yeah, so I grabbed Sailor Uranus. There she is, and she's got this strong eyeliner all the way around her eye, and then she's got just like this wing that doesn't go up, but it goes kind of parallel to the bottom of her eyeline. I really like that, so she will be my makeup reference. So I saw in a video to get a lot of brushes, and I ended up using every single brush except for 2 that I had. So I ended up using like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 brushes. So yeah, it is definitely good to have a lot of brushes on hand. Might have to add some of that high flow stuff. And the eyelashes were definitely a challenge to the point that I came back and erased and I erased some of them off because I didn't like the way they had turned out. And I didn't like the way they had turned out because of the pencil crayon. The pencil crayon, to me, or the watercolor pencils, really made it look like, how do I put this? Like it was pencil crayon. And they didn't look like lashes to me. But I also didn't feel very confident. Like I didn't have like a steady hand to use this brush to do the lashes. So I just did like these really, really short little lashes with the pencil crayon. And then I put a bunch of like kind of like smoky shadow so that it wasn't like too amateurish looking. Where's that stuff? This Liquitex Flow Aid Additive. So this just helps your black not get that thick and gloopy on your paintbrush and flow better off your brush and onto your doll. So I'm literally just going to add like a tiny bit of it. 1 drop, 1 drop of paint, 1 drop And then you can add as you go, and that way you don't end up wasting anything. So the make it own kits I got at pullipstyle.com. I think they are about $40 a kit. It just comes with the body. And I guess I'm on a live and I'm not like actually like making a video about this, although I thought about, but you know what they say, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. But I will say that there are some videos about the make it own kits out there, and some dolls that a few YouTubers had made. And yeah, some of these dolls were just really, really unattractive. And I get it, you know, if you don't, it doesn't have to be perfect. And, you know, if it's your first time, then, but I mean, they look like they were just, a few of them look like they were just basically thrown together, and like not much thought was put into them. And it's like a shame because they're such a beautiful like doll face shape. So I felt like in a sense those like Mio kits were like basically rushed and then like massacred for the sake of making a YouTube video about it. And that like these dolls were really not worth, you know, putting out there on the internet, and that they were just really yeah, just not well done. And yeah, scary looking to me. Scary and just, yeah, very unattractive. Oh, so on a final note, the black eyeliner. Black is, it's one of the hardest things to erase, because once you make a mistake with black and then you try to erase it, it kind of like gets all over the face. And good thing I started with tan, and now I'm working with mocha, and apparently, you know, with the mocha face, it's a little more forgiving for mistakes and all that. But yeah, I spent a lot of time sanding and erasing black off of, you know, different areas of the face. Uh-oh, a little thread got sealed into her face. I'll sand it off. There we go. Ooh, this was really handy as well. It's like just a little foam sanding block that you use for your nails. You can get at the dollar store or the nail store. It was really good for taking off mistakes as well. And then there was a little thread on her face that I just sanded off. So did an unbox this week, something a little different, but those were some of the mistakes that I had made. Forgetting the body, too much paint on the eyelids, not really having a plan, not really thinking things through with the black, and I had to erase a lot of black. Don't rush, take your time, and make sure that you're really satisfied before you go ahead and close her up. And just be very gentle and careful with the iMech, because it is sensitive, and this wink bar it could break off if you're not careful. And the body, I forgot to put the body in the head when I screwed the head back on. So yeah, that's it for this week. But I'll be posting lots of shorts as I always do, and I'll be back next Thursday. So cheers. Thanks for watching. Leave me any comments if you have any suggestions with face-ups and your own stories on your pull-up face-ups. I'd love to read them, or if you have any questions.